Do you love drama as much as I do? Plot shifts and heart-pounding turns will keep you enthralled in the new book, Soiled Sheets by Phoenix Ash. Dana and Marshall are drawn to each other, but their flame has a tendency to burn and splinter all that once mattered, quite possibly even each other. Will they make it through the debris or become part of the ruins? Find out when you purchase your copy of Soiled Sheets by Phoenix Ash, now available via Amazon Books and all Kindle devices, and it's free with Kindle Unlimited.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at?
Well, actually, I live in Delaware now, so does that make me a Delawarean?
Sing it, girl.
You know, Beyonce is my friend in my head. Jay my people sometimes, too.
Yeah. I mean, be true, man.
You know, when I was a kid, I had an imaginary enemy. Like, does that make me crazy?
Life as P, presented by Say What Radio.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Life as P. I'm your host, Phoenix Ash. If this is your first time joining me, thank you. I appreciate you checking me out. If you are a repeat listener, hey, what's up, fam? Welcome back. I hope everyone's enjoying the glow up and enjoying all the wonderful things that are happening. Lots of proms, graduations, a lot of dance recitals. I went to my goddaughter's dance recital, and I was really there for her. Dance recital tickets are off the hook right now. I don't know why anybody wants $40-some-odd for one ticket. Luckily, my goddaughter, it was like $20-some-odd. It was still too much. It was like me and my daughter, and I was like, she's 3. Why she can't sit on my lap? Why is she required to have her own ticket? Anyhow, that's my rant or whatever. But what I did want to talk to you about was I'm having some situations in my life. Well, I think I've had them periodically in my life, and I'm really thinking about them. And I'm like, yo, does it take bamboozling in order for me to stretch myself? I've taken on jobs and opportunities that have asked me to do work that if that work was outlined up front or was in the job description or was discussed with the recruiter, I probably would have about faced and been like, nah, not for me. Don't want to do that. And there have been so many situations where I've seen a certain kind of work listed on a job description, particularly so for me, Excel used to be like my kryptonite. So if I saw that a job required a lot of Excel, I would convince myself that that's not the job I want. I don't want to do that. I'm not good at that. And that was my thing. My thing was I'm not good at it, so I hate it. I hate Excel. I'm not good at it. But then so I took a contract and I had to learn Excel. First of all, the recruiter lied on my resume and said I knew more than what I did. That was step one. I was shook. I was so shook. But then I got in a position, and I think they kind of knew that it was a lie. You know when somebody knows their work, for the most part, I guess. And I guess in Excel, you can't really hide it that well. It would take so long for me to look stuff up on YouTube or look at a manual or something. You would know that I don't know what I'm doing. So they had this girl train me, or this young woman train me. And there were some things that she showed me, some basic things. And I was like, okay, it's not horrible. I can do it. Okay. And it's not like I didn't know Excel at all. I don't want you guys to think that I would never open it up. I knew it slightly. I knew how to use the functions up top. I didn't know how to make up my own and do all the little quick things. But anyhow, she showed me some things and I was like, okay. So then this other job opportunity came and there was no talk of, they said that the company was data driven, which me foolishly, I don't know why I didn't think it was a bunch of Excel, but it is. And it's crazy. It was crazy amount of reporting, just reports after report. And it's oh my God. And then you got to break down the data or whatever. Really have to be an analysis. hear me, you have to be an analysis. You have to give an analysis. So you really have to be able to analyze this material and put it together and explain it to someone. So you don't just have to do it. You have to be able to know what it says. Honey? Well, I took on an opportunity that this was required, and it stretched me. And honestly, the one thing, although the job was hectic, the one thing that I did appreciate is that it stretched my brain. It taught me skills that I didn't have, and it showed me that using this software wasn't as bad as I thought it was. If I just stopped for a second and paid attention, I could grasp it actually pretty easily. And when I started going over my trajectory and trying to figure out why I established this thought process of I hate Excel, it was because I never learned it. So I came up in a time, I guess I'm about to say some of my age, right? I came up at a time where in high school, we were taught to use Word, and that was it. I had a typing class. So I didn't have a class. Even my economics class didn't practice Excel. It taught us how to write checks, which actually I think a lot of kids can learn from that nowadays. But we didn't use Excel. We didn't use a spreadsheet to keep track of finances. All I remember in finance class was learning to write a check and make sure that you save your money. But then when I got to college, being an English major, most of my classes, of course, was surrounded by using word processing software. And even though I was pretty good at math, I took statistics, I took trig, and I don't recall, I even had pre-cal in high school. I don't recall anything about no Excel spreadsheet, nothing. And I honestly, I don't know, was Excel around? Oh my God, I'm sound mad old. But I don't know. I didn't know what existed at the time. And then my first couple of jobs in corporate America were receptionist jobs. And to be honest, guys, I thought I was going to be in corporate America for a hot second and then go off and be a rapper. Yes, I said a rapper. You have 2 seconds to snicker. Okay, quit it. So, I thought I was going to go off and be this successful rap artist. And I didn't have to get emotionally connected to any kind of work that was going on in corporate America. I didn't have to learn too much. So that, of course, stretched. Look, how many years later I'm still dipping and dabbing in corporate. But that stretched out. I kind of coasted that plane for a while and took on some assistant jobs that, to be honest, if I used Excel, it probably would have made those jobs a lot easier. A lot easier to keep track of information, to break down information, a lot easier to figure out my focus and how to communicate information to other people. And the most recent opportunity that forced me to stretch my brain is, first of all, the first job in a very long time, because I told you guys, I need to go back to regular work, at least for a little while, because I need some money. Books aren't selling as fast as I'd like them to, or as consistently as I'd like them to. Writing opportunities for movies and TV shows haven't shown up yet. So I need to maintain. And I took on this opportunity, and I feel like it's the first job in a very long time where I feel challenged. I feel, no, you need to learn new material. Most of the time, I was looking for jobs that just used the skill that I had. And I'd pick up little skills here and there while I worked, but, nothing that stretched me up front. As soon as you get here, you've got all this new stuff to learn. I'm a systems person. I can learn a new system very easily, very quickly. And that's the kind of newness I'm accustomed to, that, get acclimated with the particular company's systems, learn how to use them. After a couple of days of using them, I'm in and out, I'm good. But to learn a function that I've always said I've hated, with now I realize was out of context, right? I didn't really have the proper context in order to judge how I feel about this system, because I never really actively used it. So I'm stretched and I'm using it, and I don't feel so bad. And I feel like, hey, I can actually do this. And I'm learning something new. And now I've opened up this whole new world of opportunities for myself, because if I decided not to stay with this opportunity, or the time for this engagement runs out, there are a lot of jobs that I convinced myself I didn't want that maybe I can go look at and say, maybe I do want that. Maybe those things are gateways to other ways for me to enjoy my life. Because ultimately for me, I'm trying to, I think I said this before, I'm trying to merge my lives. I have passion for things that are happening in corporate America, like human resources and helping people connect to their jobs or find their dream job. But I love to write, and I love to tell stories, and I love to produce work, and I love to write television. And so I'm trying to figure out how to merge those worlds for myself so that I don't constantly feel like I'm living 3 or 4 lives, trying to meet deadlines in 3 or 4 different areas of my life, wearing myself thin. I wish I'd wear myself thin on a damn scale. That would be nice. But anyhow, no, I love myself. But for all the people who's about to like send me a million messages about self-love and body love and all of that, nah, I'm good. But yeah, like it's really stretching me. And despite how uncomfortable I am, I appreciate it. And I started to think about ways in which I've learned new things. So when I went to grad school to learn writing, because I felt that talent was not enough for me to produce something that I would be proud of, I wanted to learn some of what I was doing correctly and what I was doing incorrectly. I wanted to be able to recognize it. And if I did something incorrectly, I wanted to be purposeful. I wanted to do it not just because I didn't know the rules of writing or what it meant or what it signified or what I was revealing within myself. I wanted to be purposeful. And there's some stuff that still probably comes out that is unintentional, but I just wanted to learn about my craft. And honestly, I thought I was going to the school to write a book. Like, I'm going to major in fiction. I'm going to create the great Black American novel. And I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I went and I fell in love with screenwriting, which when I first got there, it scared the hell out of me. It really did. I got there. I looked at the format for screenwriting. I saw, how a script was laid out. I saw the headings. And when they first teach it to you, they don't teach it to you using the software. You don't use Final Draft or any other software. You have to learn like the spacing, that this is 10 spaces and this is here and this. Oh my God. And they had a sample script, and I looked at it. No way I'm going to learn how to do that. The thought interests me. I would love to be able to. I admire those who can. No way. Can't do that. And much like my situation, the school stretched me because the first, semester, you could call it, we had to take one class of each of the subjects they were offering. So you had to take a screenwriter's class, a playwriter's class, poetry, fiction, and nonfiction. So I had to take 5 classes, and I had to get a taste of each one of these things, which kudos to the school, right? Because you may think you don't want something or think you do want something, and get to know it a little bit and get a clearer vision on where you are with it. And I took this screenwriting class, and it was not easy. There were assignments that were given to me that I had to do over 3 and 4 times before I got it right. And not at the request of the professor, because I'm determined to get stuff right once I put my hand in it. Because after about the 3rd time, I think the professor was over it and over me. Girl, don't turn this damn old assignment in one more time, please. Free my brain. I have other classes and other students, but I didn't care. I'm going to do it again because you keep saying, yeah, but not quite. And you've moved on to the next assignment. And I'm doing the other assignments, but in my mind, how can I not do the other assignments 30 times if I haven't gotten this early assignment correct? So I need to get this earlier assignment correct, and then it will free me to just do 1 or 2 drafts of those upcoming assignments. That's my logic, which I still think makes sense. I'm kind of proud of myself for that logic. Kudos to me. But so I did it. I think I did that one 4 or 5 times. And finally, I got it right. And he was just like, oh my God, you've really pressed on. But again, when I had assignments going forward, I was breezing through them. Now I got it. I caught the logic. I caught what it is, what it means. I get what you're saying. And that's the thing. Sometimes it takes me a while to get what you're saying. You know, and I'm jumping around here. I had a manager who was like, on my first day, I need to get you up to speed ASAP. And me being the adult I am was like, listen, you're going to have to give me time to process this information. It takes me a while to really capture the logic and what's being presented to me. And that's my thing. If I understand the logic, then I can apply the logic going forward. You don't have to teach me every single thing or walk me through every single step as long as I understand the logic. You can show it to me and I can see what it looks like, but tell me the logic. And some of those things, if I forget steps or forget certain parts, I can apply the logic and still make it work. And that's just how not everybody processes information the same way. Some people, you know, you walk them through every single step, they memorize every single step, and they can spit it right back out to you. Me, I need to do the logic, because if I miss a step, I need to know it doesn't look correct, and I need to be able to work backwards or forwards, however, and evaluate the logic. Once I apply the logic, I can pull out what needs to happen. And that's just me. And I had to tell my manager that, because I'm like, you're not about to rush my process. Trust and believe that once I process it and it becomes part of me, I internalize it and I can like whip through stuff. But you got to give me that time up front. And that was the thing with the screenwriting. Once I caught the logic and I understood it and was able to process it, ooh, I loved it. Oh, did I love it? And I just was whipping through. I ended up getting an A in that class. And I'm not even sure if the A was from the quality of the work or the A was for pressing on and being so determined to complete it. Whatever it is, I'll take the A. I'll take it, because I think both of them are symbols of who I am and who I hope to be in other parts of my life. And the same thing with learning the Excel is that once I whip through it, I don't love it, but I feel confident. I feel like I can do it. And I feel like I've now gained a new skill that I don't have to be so afraid. I don't have to inhibit my growth. I don't have to close myself off. I don't have to settle for lower level things, because I feel like although I have all these upper level skills, that I'm missing this one thing that's so prevalent in this industry that no one's going to take me seriously if I don't have this skill. And first of all, that's probably a farce. That's probably something in my mind that I'm making up, that people won't accept me without this skill. But now I don't have to worry about it, because I have it. I can do it. And I'm looking at my whole life and I'm like, does it take bamboozling in order for me to stretch myself to learn something new? Like, do I have to believe that I'm there for something else in order for me to show up and get the things that I actually need, that are actually meant for me? Does that happen to you? Do you need to be bamboozled in order to be stretched? Do you run? I run. I'm completely honest. I run. And I don't know. It's not that I don't think I'm smart enough. I kind of think I got a little bit of sense, but I don't know. Also, too, because I have so many stories going on in my mind. Honestly, when it comes to things that are outside of the writing realm, I think I'm just afraid to put in the work. I'm afraid of how much commitment it's going to take me to learn this new thing. I'm afraid of how much time and how much energy, and I'm afraid to get lost in this new thing and so consumed that I don't make time for the things that I love. I think that's the bare truth of it. I'm just afraid. And I learned this new skill, and is it taxing? Yes. But not because it's hard, because it's just so many steps and because they want so many reports. But it's on me to remind myself of the things that I'm devoted to and that I'm in love with. But I don't need to be afraid to learn new skills, because eventually these new skills will probably help me in the areas in which I love. These new skills may help me keep track of, one day I may sell so many books or so many scripts that I need an Excel spreadsheet with some formulas to figure out how much to report on taxes. Word, I'm going to claim that. I'm going to claim that. I'm going to need some spreadsheets to figure it out. Right now, I could do it in my head. Possibly on my hand. But honestly, like, I don't believe that, you learn a skill in one area just for that area. It can be applied in other areas of my life. Like, one day I'm going to be like 50, 60 years old, and I'm going to all of a sudden be the most organized person doing everything in Excel, having everything organized as I look at the mess of the room I'm in now. But yeah, I think I'm afraid to, first of all, expose myself that I don't have this skill, that I don't know this information, because nowadays, like, it seems like so many people who are fresh out of college or a few years out of college know it and know it so well. And it kind of makes me feel old that I don't know this Excel, now I sound old, but I don't know it as wonderfully as some of these other people know it. But I just had to learn it, and I had to learn it in a way that I can. I'm not the person who can watch YouTube videos and know it. I got a girlfriend who could watch YouTube videos and be able to lace your hair any which way. Nah, B. I never could watch makeup tutorials and get my face right. Nah, B. I still just wear foundation. I can add lipstick. That's the stretch of it. But it is what it is. But I learned this thing, and I feel pretty confident, but I would not have learned it if they told me up front that this is what was going to be involved. Just like I learned screenwriting, and I loved it, and I probably would not have even taken up the program at that school if I thought I was going to be forced to take a screenwriting class. And look, that's what my degree is in. I came out focusing on screenwriting. There was a time where I had to choose between fiction and screenwriting, and I was like, I'm going to do both, until they started telling me I had to pay for both classes. And I was like, wait, no, I can't pay for both capstones. That's ridiculous. So I had to choose. And I came up against so much resistance in doing my fiction, whereas the professor who would have mentored me felt I needed to do all this catch-up work or whatever. I don't know. And that probably would have stretched me another way too, but not in a way I enjoyed. Not in a way I enjoyed. All the stuff he wanted me to read is the stuff that I hadn't read for a reason. I wasn't interested. But the screenwriting, my roommate, Johanna, she was like, yo, it seemed to me there's no resistance there. The mentor wants to work with you. You are falling in love with this craft. Like, you're paying for school. Why are you sticking to what you know? Go for what you don't know. Go learn that thing that you're starting to love. Go, and God bless her. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. So I want to know, does it take bamboozling in order for you to level up? Does God have to bamboozle you, for those of us who believe? Does God have to bamboozle you? Do your friends have to bamboozle you? Do jobs have to trick you into showing up and presenting themselves in a particular way without letting you know everything that's involved in order for you to level up? Are you running from things that will stretch you, that will change your life, really? It'll open all kinds of doors for you, give you additional resources, give you additional skills, create additional opportunities because you now have this. But, for whatever reason, you're running and people have to trick you, or situations have to trick you in order for you to level up. That's what I'm finding about myself. Is it just me? It might be just me. I'm weird. Probably not as weird as I think, but whatever. I'm weird if I compare myself to social media, but hell, ain't we all? Yeah, I'm realizing it takes bamboozling. So I want to know, does that happen for you? Anywho, that's my gist of today. I've been bamboozled and I've been stretched, and I appreciate it. Crazy. If you want to get at me, please reach out to me on Twitter at PWrites or Instagram at PWrites. You want to pick up any of my work? My first novel, In Her Makeup, is available on both Amazon books as well as Kindle. Soiled Sheets I had to take down. I think I talked about this before because my new publishing company purchased it. So they're going to repackage it and make it available for sale so that it's in line with their brand and their readers. No, I am not like selling out and changing my whole story to fit a whole new audience. Just some branding that has to fall in line with the contract I signed. So that's coming back out, and I'm going to keep you abreast of that. If you want to pick up anything that's nonfiction, my book, Long Neck Bottles, about my journey to commit myself to writing, is available on Amazon Books, Kindle, as well as Audible. So if you're someone who just wants to hear me talk, you're not going to do that on Audible. I have a narrator. But yes, if you like talk radio or you like to listen to people's journeys and don't have the time to read, please pick up Long Neck Bottles on Audible. It's a quick read, but I think you'll enjoy it. If you're not an Audible customer, I think if it's the first book you download during the trial, it's actually free. So why not try that thing for free and support me? Okay, guys, until next time when we can exchange power. Peace.